YouTube fam? It's your favorite unapologetic lesbian back with another one. And this time we've got Ryan Upchurch with P. Diddy, question mark, Kiely Rodni, question mark, and is the, quote, true crime, quote, community in communications with something. With the title, I'm pretty sure this is just him letting us know his opinion and his thoughts on this stuff. And this is some stuff going on here. So let's find out what the churchman's thoughts are on all this stuff. Because mine, I'll fill y'all in on mine at the end. I'll catch you into the reaction.
Let's talk about this P. Diddy shit real quick. So according to the internet, apparently yesterday, 2 of his houses got raided for ongoing sex trafficking investigation. One house in Los Angeles, California, and the other one in Miami, Florida. And apparently, when that happened, P. Diddy's plane left from California, then stopped at a chain of islands in the Caribbean, an island called Antigua, for gas or something.
I bet it was for gas.
And it was headed towards a place called Cape Verde. But here's the thing, there's something wrong with that. It's the same source is saying that he was seen at this airport called Opelika on the outskirts of Miami. If he was seen at that airport, then he couldn't have been on his airplane that left California. And here's why. Because if his plane left from Los Angeles, California, then went to the Caribbean to head to a place called Cape Verde, he wouldn't have stopped in Miami. Second off, why would he do that? If his house in California is getting raided and he left from there on an airplane, why would you stop at the other house that's getting raided for the police to intercept you when your plane lands? Not only that, check this out. So 2 of his houses got raided, right? Okay. Why is there only footage of one of his houses getting raided? Not only that, but in the footage they do have of one house getting raided, how is the news helicopter or whatever, how is that in the air ready to go and already filming exactly when the raid's going on, when they're pulling people out of the house? Either that was the most non-secretive raid ever, the high-up law enforcement just chit-chats with the news stations, like, hey, guess what? Or the news station is just a fucking psychic or something. It's little details that matter to me. So here's another little detail. So every news thing that I've seen talking about this is saying that he's headed towards a place called Cape Verde. C-A-P-E Verde. There is no Cape Verde on Google Earth. There's a Cabo Verde. You can type in Cape Verde, but that ain't what it's called on Google Earth. I mean, what are you gonna say? Some people say it different. I mean, you can't spell Tennessee any other way except for the way it's already spelled. Here's what I don't understand. If you get off Google Earth and go to Google Maps, both made by Google, Google Maps has a Cape Verde, has it spelled that way, but Google Earth does not. I don't understand the point of that. Another thing, is it P. Diddy's house? Technically, we need to know, because some sources are saying it's P. Diddy's house. Other sources are saying it's not his house, it's not in his name, it's in his daughter's name, and it's in an LLC called Bad Boy Films. So is it or is it not? Another thing, what's up with the jets? Everybody's like, oh yeah, look, P. Diddy's jet. Why is some people posting white ones and some people posting black ones? What color is the jet? I'm not really questioning any of these things. I'm trying to get the viewer who's watching this video right now to notice this pattern. What is up with this pattern? Left, right, red, blue, 1, 2. They raided both houses, but we only got some of this house. It's a black jet. It's a white jet. He stopped at this airport. He didn't stop at the airport. He's on the plane. He's not on the plane. What is up with this pattern that seems like it's like shittily designed to confuse people who watch the internet? Because that's the thing. If you had solid information that was the true timeline, that people knew what they were talking about, you wouldn't have that many theories about what could have possibly happened. If you have one majorly fucked up, stupid sounding story about somebody, and they actually did something, then there's going to be thousands of theories and thousands of people arguing about what theory of theirs is better. While whatever the person actually did, no one cares because you're too busy arguing about who's right about the fucking theory. Then if the person actually did something bad that you're theorizing did something, and you're arguing and all these theories are multiplying and everybody's fucking misconstruing the information, then they get away. They get away. Because you spend too much time bullshitting. Like all these true crime channels being like, all we need to do is speculate. Now, how about you just fucking read the facts and just speculate about those facts? And don't speculate about an imaginary thing that coulda, shoulda, and woulda. 60% of the true crime channels, do you know what you're actually doing? You are speculating someone's speculation. Do you think you're going to figure out something doing that?
Nope.
And if you're not doing that, you're staying neutral on purpose and not saying they're putting any input in and just going with the majority. And I hate to break it to you, but the real investigators don't have investigating YouTube channels. I'm just saying. But getting back to some real shit, that pattern I was talking about earlier. That pattern, I've noticed that pattern about 3 years ago. And the first time I ever seen it was in the true crime community on YouTube. And I was like, what is up with this? If they're trying to figure shit out, why are they trying to confuse motherfuckers at the same time? Then, when you're doing the same exact thing as they are, except for you're not doing the whole 1, 2, red, blue, is he over here, is he over here? If you're not doing that, they drop whatever they're doing, and they fucking attack the shit out of you, and they say that they're right, even though they're not right or wrong. They're actually giving you multiple things that could be right or wrong. But it seems like they're doing it on purpose, because these fucking individual channels have just popped up in the past 3 years. Like a lot of them. And it's like their job is to fuck the information up that gets out to us. When you're trying to figure out something, it's good to get clues. But when you got 10 million clues, and they're just like, the clues keep stacking up, you're never going to get to the end of it. And that's what I think their goal is. Because now, everyone's able to communicate on the internet. And if the whole world is trying to solve one particular thing, then it would get solved really fast. Unless they just kept adding a bunch of bullshit fucking clues. And I know, church, they've been doing that forever. I know, but I'm specifically talking about the true crime community on YouTube. There's something up with it. Once again, going back to this pattern. Now, what is up with this? When you look at the P. Diddy stuff going on, and you look back at the Kiely Rodni stuff and everything that me and my friends found, well, with this P. Diddy sex trafficking stuff that everybody's talking about, it involves 3 states. New York, Miami, Florida, Los Angeles, California. Those are the same exact 3 states that we uncovered a bunch of fucking weird LLCs and fucking addresses that were blurred out on Google, and all this shit was linked to these individual YouTubers that were attacking the fuck out of me because I was trying to do something that everyone else was trying to do, which was solve a YouTube mystery. Well, I think we solved it a little bit too good, because how are they doing the same exact 1-2 pattern, and the same exact 3 states are popping up in the same exact genre or category of serious crime? And what was the main thing we were focused on during the Kiely Rodni shit? A sex trafficking operation. And the closer I got, and the more that I'd done, and the more that I figured out, the more these people were getting irate, these certain YouTubers, to the point where one got so scared that he went to the fucking Caribbean islands. He left Florida, Miami, Florida, which is where he lives. He left there, went to the fucking Caribbean islands. The other YouTuber was a self-proclaimed fucking military drill sergeant lady. Oh yeah, and she apparently worked for NASA. But I made her cry on YouTube because I figured out something. Drill sergeant to you? So you mean to tell me your ass will get in a fucking rocket and go to space, and you'll dodge bullets and train people to be warriors, but your ass don't like criticism on YouTube? Yeah, okay. Now, look at what Grady Judd, the sheriff from Florida, just uncovered about a sex trafficking ring. He said these motherfuckers are calling themselves Air Force members when they're not Air Force members. They're calling themselves cops when they're not cops. He revealed they were using weird terminology that had to do with sports. Like one guy who was an amateur golfer wanted to meet up with a golfing pro for sex, bro. What? But yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a system going on, and the more that people stop trying to get views and actually look at what's going on and assess what's going on and look at it for yourself and don't worry about talking to a camera, you're going to start figuring out a lot of shit that's going to matter. And the situation will start to be solved, because right now, if you ask me personally, here's what I think is going on. And like I said, I have shit to back this up. I think they're talking to each other through Google Earth, using green screens, and the ability to hack and edit stuff on these green screens they post on Google Earth. Before Google goes and takes its pictures to update the map on Google Earth, they probably got people that go and post up these cheap-ass green screens on places like billboards or walls or something, and then that Google Earth car can stop and do it while they're on the route. Then the hacker can come in and hack the actual billboard without paying for it in real life and just use it through the internet, which is where everybody does all their dealings anyway with that shit. All these dark web shit, it's all risen to the surface web, so it's harder to find. And it would be harder to notice if it's a new form of how these motherfuckers talk. And I know what you're thinking, well, why would they do that? Because that is them communicating without incriminating their self. They're advertising digitally through the internet. They ain't got to spend no gas. They ain't got to even get up off their ass. Nor do they even have to speak actual words that will incriminate them. Therefore, they're technically not incriminating themselves if they're not saying anything. Because what do usually when they got you all hemmed up? They say, is this your conversation? Is this what you said? How you going to do that with a green screen? Are you going to hold a picture of a green screen and go, is this what you said? Yeah, it's not going to work like that. You want to stop sex trafficking? Okay, well, you got to stop the communication. How do you stop the communication if you don't know how they're communicating? If I say something like this and everybody's like, oh, I thought you're fucking crazy. Well, we gonna wait 20 years to find out they were talking to each other on Google Earth using green screens? Why do you think last year 2 fucking Google Earth cars was in high-speed chases with the police? I mean, come on, man. Their job is to update the map of the world. Why are they running from the cops? I'll leave you on that. If you want to continue this conversation, let me know in the comments.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with him. I do. That whole KR case was suspicious and sus from the beginning. And I mean, Jaguar Wright. She is a musician from back in the day. She knows about Aaliyah. She knows about Diddy. She knows about R. Kelly. She knows about all of them. Jay-Z and Beyonce. She knows about all of them. She knows about Will Smith and Jada. And everybody want to call her fucking crazy. She said this shit about Diddy years ago. And they went after her. Go look at her interview. They went after her. There was a hit out on her and her husband. And they fought against every bit of it. Look at Cat Williams. They're calling Cat Williams crazy. Look at Corey Feldman. Granted, I don't agree with the way he lives his life, but let him live his life. But what he's been saying, well, okay, for example, all this with Nickelodeon that came out. By the way, go look up the Nickelodeon, like the Nickelodeon symbol, and then look up Epstein Island. Look at the similarities on that. Why don't you? But my point being, all this coming out about Nickelodeon and Disney, Corey Feldman was saying all this while it was happening to the kids people my age in their 30s was watching and growing up with. He was saying it then while it was happening and no one was listening, calling him crazy. So yeah, I can see everybody. Church is crazy. 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 He's only crazy because he has a different perspective and he's actually asking questions and making things make sense where no one else wants to. And I believe him on that. There is a there is a secret little communication going on in that community. I felt that way back when he went into the KR case and all that was coming out, I started catching on to it then. That's why I observe. And with this, I'm going to say, this is my opinion, my thought. I'm not saying this is right, that this is correct or this is not correct. This is my opinion. Diddy is involved in that case. Somehow, some way, he is involved in that case and many other cases of missing children. Like Cat Williams said, When you say something about somebody for 20 years, it's no longer just saying something. For example, in that stand-up comedy he did, he said, Whitney done smoked her knees off, and we still saying, Meaning he was meaning Whitney Houston done smoke her kneecaps off from crack, and they're all screaming she's not on crack. Like, when people start making too much sense or things start lining up and people are about to, go down, they tend to try and overly defend themselves and try and get that light off of them. Like, oh, you want to say this about me? I'm saying this about you, and all this light's going to go on you, not me. Just my opinion. But yes, I would like to continue that, church. I would. And to be honest, I thank you for doing what you've done. I thank you for what you did a year ago. You tried. You were the only one trying. All these other true crime investigators on YouTube sitting here saying they just want justice for her, but super chats are on, their channels are monetized, they're making money in all these different ways, they've got their Cash Apps, their Venmos, their banking information, and don't want to donate to the family. Don't want to donate anything, but if memory serves me correctly, church donated close to $200,000 in that case, and no one else did. That right there says it for itself. That says it for itself. My personal opinion on the true crime community, they do it for money, for clicks and views, instead of doing it out of the goodness and kindness of their heart to find a missing child. My channel is now monetized. If I was to start covering true crime stuff or missing children's, you will never see one of those videos be monetized. I will not monetize it because I'm trying to help find a missing little child. I am trying to help out of the kindness of my heart, not help out of greed. That's how everyone should be. You should help out of the kindness of your heart, not help out of greed. And again, all this is my opinion. If you want to sit in the comments and say that I'm going to get a lawsuit on me, good luck, because we have the First Amendment. And I didn't slander, I didn't defame, I didn't do anything of the sort. I said my opinion. Simply that. If you guys like this reaction, please leave a like, a comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one. See you.
Well, I'll pray for you, brother, but leave me alone.